Good evening, and welcome to the New York Immigration Coalition's Key to the City video series. My name is Nora Melendez, and I am the manager of Immigrant Services Support Events at the NYIC, and I will be your host. The NYC has put together a series of videos amplifying the resources and services available across New York City and the organizations offering them. Immigrant New Yorkers will learn how they can connect, access, and navigate the various systems in place. Today, we'll be hearing from Alexandria Abenshaw, the manager of school-age children's programming at the New York Public Library. We'll be discussing the educational resources and services offered by the New York Public Library, the benefits of having a library card, and the ways students can stay engaged throughout their summer break. Please remember this is a public space. We want to make sure it's as safe as possible for everyone, so please refrain from sharing personal information. If you're seeking additional support, our contact information has been pinned in the comment section below. I'd like to thank the New York City Council and the Department of Youth and Community Development for sponsoring this Key to the City event. We appreciate your ongoing support. Now, please join me in welcoming Lex.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Alexandria Abenshaw, and I am the School Age Children's Programming Manager here at the New York Public Library. And I am just so excited to be here. So what that really means is that my job is spent supporting kids in our over 88 locations, those kids ages 6 to 12. So Nora, I am so excited. Let's talk about the library.
Yeah, I'm so excited you're here as well. The library is one of my favorite places. My parents couldn't keep me out of it, so dream come true right now. So let's start at the beginning. What are some of the benefits of having a library card?
This is such a great first question. And honestly, I think the benefits are basically limitless. At its most basic level, your library card is going to let you check out materials from our locations across the Bronx, Manhattan, and Staten Island. So that means if you check something out at the very southern tip of Staten Island, you can return it at the northernmost location in the Bronx. You can visit all of our branches. And we have things that you are going to expect, like books, things that you think of when you think of a library. But you can also use your card to access DVDs, CDs, audiobooks, so books on CD. But you also have access to ebooks, e-audiobooks, and a slew of digital resources. Something that I'm really excited about and take advantage of all the time is our Culture Pass program. So, library card holders in actually each of the city's three systems can use their library cards to get tickets to different cultural institutions like Wave Hill in the Bronx or the Children's Museum of Manhattan and get those free tickets and enjoy different organizations. There are, I can't even tell you how many organizations that are participating. So I encourage everybody to check it out.
Yes, the Culture Pass program is incredible. And as someone who just started using it, I can attest to how amazing and expensive it is. So, highly recommend everyone check it out. Kind of building off of that, how old do I have to be to get a library card, and how can I apply?
You can be literally brand new. Newborns 1 day old can get a library card. There is no age requirement to applying and receiving your card. And you actually have a variety of ways that you can apply, including online, through our Simply E app or the library's app itself, or you can show up in person and chat with your local librarians. If you apply online, you will receive a digital library card that gives you instant access to those ebooks and digital resources. But if you apply in person, we'll ask to see ID and something with your current mailing address on it. You can always bring that digital card in, bring it in, right? On your phone, and you can sort of level up that card into a card with full privileges as well.
Amazing. And then one question that we frequently hear is if someone is undocumented or homeless, can they still apply to get a library card?
Absolutely. Access is something that is so important to the library, and we want everyone to be able to use our resources and enjoy them. So, any person who lives, works, attends school, or pays property taxes in New York State, so not just the 3 boroughs where our locations are are hosted, right? But
Mm-hmm.
anywhere in the whole state is eligible to receive a library card, and it's free. So again, you can apply for that card online or in person. And online gets you that instantaneous access, which is so gratifying. And again, as I mentioned, in person, we do typically ask for ID. It can be one form of identification that has your picture on it and another piece of mail. It can be your worst piece of junk mail, anything really. If you can't show proof of ID or you're not comfortable showing that, that's okay. We still want you to have access to what we offer. So we do have an account option that lets you use our computers, gain access to our ebooks and digital resources, and allows you to borrow 2 physical items at any one time.
Incredible. And that's such a great distinction to know that this is available for anyone in the state, not just in the city or just in the 3 boroughs, that there are physical locations, especially considering how vast the digital library is. So thank you for sharing that. Building off of that, does the New York Public Library have resources or services in other languages other than English?
We sure do. We actually have a multilingual resources page that you can visit to learn more about all of the services that we offer in languages other than English. So here I am at our select page and scrolling ever so slowly. But we actually just hosted a World Literature Festival back in April. So there's a lot of resources surrounding that particular celebration. But
Mm-hmm.
we try to keep up with the DOE. There are 10 official DOE languages, and they do a great job. And they really set that standard. So we have Chinese, Russian, Korean. My mouse is struggling to keep up with me. I'm just too excited. Um, Bengali. And if you click here, you'll see that the page is translated and
Mm-hmm.
you'll have a multitude of links. Still plug in that World Literature Festival.
Mm-hmm.
It's evergreen, good for all year round. But you have
Mm-hmm.
more specific resources that you can dig into in your language of choice.
That's wonderful. Language access is so important, and it's great to see that the New York Public Library has really developed a system for it. I think going off in a slightly different direction, with schools out for the summer, I know we touched on the DOE. What educational resources are available to keep children engaged throughout the summer break?
Oh my gosh, so many. And this is really my bread and butter. So, summer at the library is going to be a dreamboat, really. We just kicked off today, and I'm already so excited. So, libraries across the system, again, that's the Bronx, Manhattan, and Staten Island, will be hosting our special summer cruise and creative challenge programs for kids and teens all across the city, right? Because you can live in Queens and still come to our programs. There are no
Mm-hmm.
barriers there. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
right? But these programs start officially the day public school ends. So that's June 27th. And we really want kids to start thinking about the ways in which they make waves. How do you make an impact? I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
talk more about that book giveaway in just a second. But
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot of free events and programs coming up. And we also have age specific pages that you can really, again, dive into and take a look to see what we're offering for different age groups.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. I'm going to plug
go
one
for
more
it.
quick thing, which
Mm-hmm.
is our reading challenge. So, lots of libraries do summer reading, and ours is a little bit bigger, summer at the library, but we're still a library. We still want you to read. So, we have a reading challenge, which is available both online through this campaign page here, and it's also available as a paper tracker. I don't know about you, but I love something I can hold. And
Mm-hmm.
we're encouraging folks to read for 20 minutes every day. or to do something that asks them to learn. Maybe you visit a program, read something interesting on the computer, play a fun game, and mark that off either on our online reading platform or with that fun tracker that you can pick up at your local branch. And again, you'll be able to find that scrolling through, scroll here on this page. And you can always get your library card here too.
Incredible. I love this reading challenge and I love that it's happening. And I think 20 minutes are definitely a good slice of time that people can spend learning something new and soaking in information, which is always a great thing to spend your summer doing. Moving on with students, I know this is at the forefront of a lot of high schoolers' minds, but I've heard about the library's intensive college and career access network. What does that mean and who is eligible to apply?
Absolutely. This is a really exciting program out of our young adult department. So, the Intensive College and Career Access Network is an intensive post secondary readiness program that's designed to help participants build their foundations for decisions that they're going to make about their life after high school. The program helps teens in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade who live or go to school in New York City, so a little bit more narrow than that library card policy. And it's an opportunity to participate in planning for their college or career pathway. It gives them ample opportunities to explore their options, as well as significant incentives for completing the program at the end of the school year. Teens who sign up will complete 30 hours of qualifying programs, and that's through the entire school year. It sounds like a lot. But they'll also come away with a portfolio of grade appropriate documents that help them make sure that they're keeping up with all of that documentation that they'll need for that particular path that they're on. We have spots open for the 2022-2023 school year. And if you're interested or if you know someone who is, please reach out to my colleague, Katrina Ortega, whose contact information will be available, and she can share infinitely more information with you. It's a really amazing program.
It sounds incredible. And definitely, if you are eligible or know someone who is, please reach out for more information. We've put Katrina's contact information in the comments, so please feel free to reach out directly to her. So I know we talked a little bit about summer at the library, and I want to know, what are some of the services available for kids and teens looking to stay involved?
Yes, so I hinted at this ever so slightly just a minute ago, but Summer at the Library is really our all ages campaign to get kids, teens, families, adults to visit their local libraries. We've missed you, and we want you to come enjoy our programs and check out books all summer long. So there is going to be just, like I said, a limitless number of things happening at our libraries this summer, from dance parties to creative challenges for teens. But one of the most exciting aspects of Summer at the Library for me is our giant 500,000 book giveaway. And that is specifically geared at kids and teens. So you can visit any of our locations: Manhattan, the Bronx, Staten Island, and browse the books that are available to take home and keep. We don't want them back. There's no action required to take these books home. Just come see us. Come see us, have a chat, get to know your local librarian. It's really important to build libraries in our homes because books are comfortable. We want people to have books that they return to and books that they share with other people through the library. So again, there are a multitude of ways to enjoy summer at the library and summer specifically at your library. It's all found on that one website, nypl.org/summer. And don't forget to say hi to your local librarian. They'll really appreciate it.
Yeah, I love this. It's a massive giveaway. And I think it's something that so many people will appreciate. And it's a great way to really like just track ages, right? Like you can always track where your child was by the book they were reading at the time. and like the memories attached to that. So I definitely recommend doing so and participating. Um, Building off of that, I've heard about personalized book bundles. I've been a big fan, but can I request one for my toddler or children?
Absolutely. We are still loving the book bundling process. And like many other things at the library, there are a few different ways you can request that bundle. So there's actually a form online that you can submit through our patron services department. And this program is called Shelf Help. So it's a little, a little play on words. And we get to know you through your request. So maybe you have a kid who loves dinosaurs. Great. We want to know that. If you would rather talk to someone over the phone to submit that request, you can do that too by calling our telephone reference service, also available through Ask NYPL. And many branches actually have book bundles waiting and ready to be browsed. So if you don't want to wait for those books to come in, but you're a little more flexible in what the bundle might be about, again, stop by that local library that's down the block, a few blocks away, and see what they might have available. I was just at a branch yesterday and saw a table full of bundles ready to go, just waiting for you to pick them up.
Yeah, and that's a great way to keep kids involved as well. As you order, you work together to figure out what a bundle should include, right? And
Yeah,
then you have like a month to get through them and like really work your way through reading the different information and learning new skills. Okay,
100%.
yeah. So, what other resources and services are offered through the New York Public Library?
We offer so many different types of resources. So during the school year, families actually have access to an after school drop in program at select locations throughout our system. We are expecting to see that program return in these locations. So definitely check back in the fall and join us for some fun after school. Our adult patrons have even more opportunities, right? We have career services, ESOL, and language assistance programs, as well as small business support. So if you can dream it, you can probably do it at the library. Like I said at the beginning, the variety of resources and assistance available is nearly limitless. And the librarians at the desk are always ready to help you.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that. And now we will actually be taking questions from the audience. So, just as a reminder, please remember this is a public space. We want to make sure it's as safe as possible for everyone. So, please refrain from sharing personal information. And if you have a personal question, our contact information has been pinned in the comments below. Our first question is the 500,000 book giveaway only for specific age groups or is it open to everyone?
That's a great question. So it is geared towards youth, but
Mhm.
I use youth very generally. So that's folks ages 0 to 18. We'll have books, board books for our youngest patrons, but we'll also have a really chunky dystopian pirate ship fantasy for our older teen readers. There will be a handful of adult titles available at branches as well, but by far, this is a youth facing campaign for sure.
Awesome. And then are the book giveaways only in English or are other languages available?
No, these are not only available in English. We also have titles in Spanish and Chinese at locations across the city. We'll also be providing books in Braille and large print as well. And there will also be a number of audiobooks available through our Talking Book Library.
Incredible language accessibility, such a big thing. Um, Moving into a little bit more of a basic question, does my library card ever expire?
This is always a surprising answer to people. It does. It's actually every 3 years, but if you have a card, depending on how you prefer to receive communication from the library, you'll have a few chances to come and update that card. You'll get either a telephone message letting you know, hey, it's time to renew, or an email giving you a heads up that that time is coming. And the renewal process is really easy. We just ask for the same information, that photo ID and mailing address. But again, if you're not comfortable or don't have that information, the same policy applies, that you're not required to give that information.
Incredible, and good to know. I need to mark that in my calendar as well. So another question is, how do I know what events or services are offered at the branch near me?
For sure, that's a great question. And there are so many libraries, it's tough to figure out which is just the closest one. So on our homepage, which is nypl.org, at the very top, we have a locations page. And it's going to show you a map of all the different NYPL locations. And you can search your address to see which library or libraries is closest to you. That location page is going to list all of the services and events at that particular location. So if story time is often on Thursdays, you'll see listings for story time on Thursdays. When we were predominantly offering pre-recorded or virtual programs, you'll also see everything that that particular staff generated as well. There's also a newsletter that you can sign up for, and depending on the home location, that close library that you select, you'll be shown events that that particular library will be hosting as well. So you don't have to do quite so much digging.
That's incredible. And it's good to know that I can sign up for my local library, but also attend any other branch near me as well, or even branches that are a little further that are also offering events. And we have added the location link in the comment section for anyone who needs to take a peek at what is closest or nearest them. Moving into our next question, do I need special permission to use the computers at the library?
So computer access is something that you can get with your library card. If you have a valid library card and you know your PIN or password, you can walk right on in, sign up at an available computer, log in at a computer, and you're good to go. You don't have to ask, you don't need to let us know, but we're again always available to help. Many locations do offer laptops that you can check out and use perhaps a little more comfortably at some of the tables. But there is a one session limit at the computers just to make sure that we're servicing as many folks as we can with those resources.
And are there specific programs or softwares available on the New York Public Library computers?
Yes, we have quite a bit of software available. So there are some accessible softwares like screen readers and magnification devices that folks can access should you need that particular software. But for kids, we also have a lot of educational software like ABC Mouse that you can also use. Many of our databases are also really great introductions to finding exciting information or exploring the computer as maybe a younger first-time user. But really, these are open and available for anyone. So it's almost like another one of those limitless moments.
Definitely. And then another question we've gotten is, are New York Public Library cards accepted at Brooklyn and Queens libraries as well?
That's a really great question. So there is no reciprocity between our systems, except in circumstances where you have a Brooklyn card and it's been entered into our system. So we have to do a little bit of finessing on our side in our software, but yes, we can set that up for you. It's a little complicated, but we share a processing center with Brooklyn Public Library, so our software can talk to their software. Queens operates a little bit separately, so it's definitely not possible that way. But the NYC ID is a great way to kind of bridge that gap because it can be used as your library card.
Oh, that's great to know. So you could use the ID NYC at any branch in Brooklyn, Queens, and the other boroughs.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Does the library offer ESOL classes or immigration resources for children and teenagers?
So the library does a lot of immigration resources and ESOL classes for adults. There are definitely resources available for our younger patrons as well. The classes for kids are less frequent, but they do happen, and we often offer them in partnership with community organizations and partners from different city agencies like DYCD that is also sponsoring this. And we work very closely to uplift and honor those folks who need our assistance. And we often see a lot of families come in, so it's typically something that involves the whole family. So we work with our counterparts in the adult department as well. Yes.
Incredible. And are libraries considered protected spaces?
That's another great question. All of these questions have been so great. Oh my gosh.
People
And
are
I
engaged.
right? That's so
Yeah.
exciting. I love seeing that. I
hmm
actually don't have an official answer for that one.
hmm
Libraries are spaces for everyone, so
hmm
everyone is always welcome. But Nora, I would love to get back to you on that one and have you share an answer with folks. I don't want to give any misinformation here. So stay tuned. More on that one.
Definitely. And we can also follow up in the comments if you visit this video at a later date. We'll make sure we have that pinned at the top. Or if you have a specific case that is coming to mind, please reach out to us directly. Like our contact information is pinned for those reasons. And then I think another question we have is, are New York public libraries also cooling centers this summer?
Yes, libraries are cooling centers. You know, many of our buildings are Carnegie buildings, so there are exceptions, but typically libraries, and this is true for Brooklyn and Queens as well, you will find that they are cooling centers. Yes.
That is great to know, especially considering how hot it is getting. If you
Oh
were
my
walking
gosh.
around today, the humidity was high.
Whew.
Well, yeah, it looks like those are all the questions we've received. And that is all the time we have today. If you have any other questions that are at the forefront of your mind, please reach out to us directly. We'd be happy to answer them. Thank you for joining us, Lex, and thank you everyone for tuning in. The NYIC is currently offering remote financial and housing clinics. So if you're interested in registering for an appointment, the links are in the comments section below. To stay involved with the New York Immigration Coalition and the New York Public Library, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All of our information is on the screen, and these are all the numbers and links that you can reach us at. Stay safe, take care, and enjoy your evening, everyone. Thank you again, Lex.
Thanks so much, Nora. It was really great chatting with you today.
Love to hear it.